Section 110.26 of the National Electrical Code, specifically the NFPA 70, addresses doors in relation to working space for electrical equipment applicable to both small and large equipment. Article 110.26 outlines that working space for equipment operating at 50 volts or more must adhere to Table 110.26a, which details the minimum clear working space needed around electrical equipment. Table 110.26a includes a column dedicated to clear working space in front of equipment, specifying the minimum distance from the equipment's front to the nearest permanent obstruction, which can include a door. Article 110.26b states that sufficient working space must be provided and maintained around all electrical equipment to ensure ready and safe operation and maintenance. This requirement implicitly suggests that the working space must be unobstructed, including freedom from interference by doors. Article 110.26c2 focuses specifically on large equipment, such as switchboards, panel boards, motor control centers, and motor generator sets. It mandates that additional working space be provided to allow the equipment to be de-energized, maintained, and serviced without the need to open or remove doors or removable panels. This provision ensures that doors do not impede the working space around large equipment, even when the doors are open or removed. Therefore, although the code might not explicitly mention doors in every subsection of 110.26, the principle of an obstructed working space implies that doors should not be considered permanent obstructions that could diminish the required working space surrounding electrical equipment. The NEC emphasizes the importance of maintaining clear and accessible working spaces around electrical equipment to ensure the safety of personnel and the proper functioning of the equipment. This requirement is crucial for both routine maintenance and emergency situations. The dimensions of the working space are determined by the voltage of the equipment and the specific conditions present in the installation environment. It's important to consult Table 110.26 of the NEC to determine the precise working space requirements for a given installation. Doors, cabinets, and other potential obstructions must be carefully considered when designing and installing electrical equipment to ensure that the required working space is maintained. Additionally, proper lighting and access pathways are necessary to ensure that workers can safely and effectively perform their tasks. The NEC provides detailed guidelines and requirements for working space around electrical equipment, which are designed to minimize the risk of electrical shock, arc flash, and other hazards. By adhering to these requirements, electrical professionals can create a safer and more productive work environment. The requirements in 110.26 are not just suggestions but are mandatory safety standards that must be followed to comply with electrical codes and regulations. These standards are developed and updated regularly by the National Fire Protection Association, ensuring they reflect the latest advancements in electrical safety practices. When applying these standards, it's essential to consider the specific characteristics of the electrical equipment being installed, including its size, voltage, and maintenance requirements. This approach ensures that the working space is adequate for all anticipated tasks, from routine inspections to complex repairs. Furthermore, the NEC emphasizes the importance of training and education for electrical workers. Properly trained personnel are more likely to recognize potential hazards and follow safe work practices, reducing the risk of accidents and injuries. The NEC also addresses the use of personal protective equipment, or PPE, which is essential for protecting workers from electrical hazards. The type of PPE required depends on the specific task being performed and the voltage levels involved. In addition to the specific requirements outlined in 110.26, the NEC provides general guidelines for electrical safety that apply to all installations. These guidelines cover topics such as grounding, overcurrent protection, and wiring methods. By following these guidelines, electrical professionals can create a safer and more reliable electrical system. The NEC also addresses the importance of regular inspections and maintenance of electrical equipment. Properly maintained equipment is less likely to fail or cause a hazard. Regular inspections can identify potential problems before they escalate, allowing for timely repairs and preventing costly downtime. When working with electrical equipment, it's essential to follow lockout/tagout procedures to ensure that the equipment is de-energized and cannot be accidentally energized while work is being performed. These procedures involve disconnecting the power supply and placing a lock and tag on the disconnect switch to prevent it from being turned on. The NEC also addresses the use of arc flash hazard analysis, which is a method for determining the potential arc flash hazards associated with electrical equipment. This analysis helps to identify the appropriate PPE and safe work practices for minimizing the risk of arc flash injuries. When selecting electrical equipment, it's important to choose equipment that is properly rated for the intended application. This includes considering the voltage, current, and environmental conditions. Using equipment that is not properly rated can lead to overheating, failure, and potential hazards. The NEC also addresses the use of surge protection devices, which are designed to protect electrical equipment from voltage surges caused by lightning or other events. These devices can help to prevent damage to sensitive electronic equipment. When installing electrical wiring, it's important to follow the NEC guidelines for wiring methods, which specify the types of wiring allowed in different locations and conditions. These guidelines help to ensure that the wiring is properly protected from physical damage and environmental factors. The NEC also addresses the importance of proper grounding and bonding of electrical equipment. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, helping to prevent electrical shock hazards. Bonding connects all metal parts of the electrical system together, creating a low impedance path for fault current. When working with electrical equipment, it's essential to be aware of the potential hazards and to take appropriate precautions to protect yourself and others. This includes wearing appropriate PPE, following safe work practices, and being aware of the location of emergency shut-off switches. In addition to the technical requirements of the NEC, it's also important to consider the human factors involved in electrical safety. This includes training workers to recognize and avoid potential hazards, promoting a culture of safety in the workplace, and ensuring that workers have the tools and equipment they need to perform their jobs safely. The NEC is a complex and comprehensive document that covers a wide range of electrical safety topics. It's essential for electrical professionals to be familiar with the NEC and to stay up to date on the latest changes and revisions. The NEC is not just a set of rules, but a guide to safe and reliable electrical installation. By following the NEC guidelines, electrical professionals can create a safer and more productive work environment for themselves and their colleagues. Electrical codes and standards like the NEC are living documents, which means they are updated regularly to reflect new technologies, safety practices, and industry needs. Staying current with these updates is essential for any electrical professional to ensure they are adhering to the latest and most effective safety protocols. The process of developing and updating the NEC involves input from a wide range of stakeholders, including electrical engineers, contractors, inspectors, manufacturers, and safety experts. This collaborative approach ensures that the code reflects the best thinking and practices in the industry. The NEC is organized into chapters, articles, and sections, each covering a specific aspect of electrical safety. Understanding the structure of the code is essential for navigating it effectively and finding the information you need. Many jurisdictions adopt the NEC as their local electrical code, making it a legal requirement to comply with its provisions. Failure to comply with the NEC can result in fines, penalties, and even legal action. The NEC is not intended to be a substitute for proper training and experience. It's essential for electrical professionals to receive adequate training and to gain practical experience before working on electrical installations. The NEC is a valuable tool for ensuring electrical safety, but it's important to use it in conjunction with other resources such as manufacturers' instructions, industry standards, and best practices. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility, and everyone involved in the electrical industry has a role to play in preventing accidents and injuries. By working together and following the NEC guidelines, we can create a safer and more reliable electrical system for everyone. In conclusion, when considering door clearances and working space around electrical equipment, the NEC provides clear guidelines in Section 110.26, emphasizing the need for unobstructed access for safe operation and maintenance. While doors are not explicitly mentioned in every section, the overall intent is to ensure that they do not impede the required working space, especially for large equipment where de-energizing, maintaining, and servicing must be possible without obstruction. Adhering to these guidelines is essential for electrical safety and compliance with regulatory standards.